In the previous episode, Winston and I had a lazy morning in the pod, and I gave you a tour of Balmoral campsite in Scotland. Later that morning, we went for a random wander around the village, and the afternoon was spent repacking my van to rebalance it for towing. As I was getting ready for bed, I had a little stress out about how much I had to do in the coming days as our biggest ever adventure continues. Leaving to go out for walks for the day is like a military operation. Have I got my phone? Have I got my power bank to recharge my phone? Have I got my glasses to drive? Have I locked the caravan? Have I got the leaflet with the barrier code on so I can get back in? Have I got my dog? Have I got the right leash for my dog depending on the walk that we're doing? Have I got the right clothing for the weather that we're going to be walking in? Have I got enough water for my dog? Have I got his little bowl? Have I got enough water for myself? Have I got his medication just in case we get delayed? Have I got the camera? Have I got the spare camera batteries? Have I got my waterproofs? Have I got dog poo bags? Dog poo bags are the worst. If you forget your poo bags, you can guarantee that your dog is going to do a poo in the most public place possible if you haven't got your poo bags. So you've got to make sure you got your poo bags. And then I've got to make sure, have I got treats for Winston? Have I got money for car parking? Did I put the memory card back into the dash cam so that I can take the footage from the dash cam and put it in the video? There's just so much to think about, and I'm literally just going out for a walk for the day. Why is it so difficult? Why do I need all this stuff? I mean, I need it, but yeah, it's difficult. But we're in the van now. The caravan is locked. I'm hoping everything that I need is inside this van because we're about to leave. So I have to apologise for the hitchhiking leaf that appears to be in the middle of my windscreen. But it's actually not, because my dash cam, which is what records this footage, is at the top of my windscreen, and that is where the leaf is. I didn't actually notice it whilst I was driving, and I think it's also a lot smaller than what it looks like here because it's directly in front of the lens. So there's the tourist entrance to Balmoral Castle if you would like to do the inside bit. But we're off to do the outside bit. I love this. Stick and flick. Put it into the undergrowth and let it degrade naturally. However, my dog already pooed on the road. So, I need to carry this now for however many miles. I've once again wore too many layers. It was cold at the pod and it was windy. Here it's lovely and still and warm and pleasant. I'm not dressed for it. I've got thermal pants on. It's meant to be a cold day today. I'm going to see this thing here, which I'll show you guys in a second, and then I'll take some layers off. So I'll be honest, I didn't pay that much attention to this cairn on the way up because it wasn't the main one that I wanted to see. I did have a quick look and I knew that it was built to commemorate the wedding of Princess Beatrice, but that was it. I do, however, find out a little bit more information about it on the way back down. And I obviously did not let Winston urinate on it. Right, we lost 2 layers and Winston lost a layer as well. I don't think he's going to need his lifting harness around here, so he can run naked. Trust them to build it at the top of a hill. Whew. I hope that's because it comes with a good view as well. Hoping that's it. I mean, why else would you build it at the top of a hill if you're not doing it for the view? It's just a long way to cart stone otherwise, isn't it? We eventually made it to Prince Albert's cairn. Now, I didn't know this, but there are 16 cairns on the Balmoral estate. Most of them were commissioned by Queen Victoria, and they were built to commemorate the life events of the British royal family. So this route is an out and back route, so you're meant to go back the way you came. But when I was looking at the maps last night, there is another trail that kind of loops around to where I wanted to go. So I was going to do a circular route in the hopes that maybe I would get a view of Balmoral Castle. However, we're running a little bit late, or a little bit behind schedule, and I really want to get to the Highlanders Bakehouse. And I'm sorry, but I'd much rather see, or I'd much rather go and experience and taste food from the bakehouse than get a view of Balmoral Castle. So we've scratched that. We're doing the back route. So we're going back the direct way, the way we came, because I'm greedy and I like food and I'd much rather taste something delicious than look at a castle. However much it would be nice to do both, I just don't have time. So, priorities. Food over castles any day of the week. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I've just had to Google the word cairn or Cairn, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, because I've seen a lot of these around Scotland, but I'm not 100% sure what they are or what their purpose is. But according to Google, they are a raised pile of stones that are used as a marker, which, yeah, you sometimes see them at the top of hills and stuff as like kind of a makeshift trig point, or as a burial ground, so if someone's dead and they bury them, then they stick a big pile of stones on top of them, or as like a symbolic monument of some sort, which I'm guessing is what those are. I don't think Prince Albert is buried underneath that pyramid. I think it's more of a symbolic structure, pyramid, pile of stones. So yeah, that's my Google search. Hope that helped you out for anybody else that was a little bit confused about what exactly they were. There's my legs doing their amazing thing again of just putting one foot in front of the other. One more step along the world I go. Didn't forget. Woohoo! Winston's not seeming his usual sprightly self today. Don't know whether he's tired, he might be a bit stiff from the walk we did the other day, might have DOMs, may just be an off day, may just be getting old. He's still in front, he's still sniffing, he's still running around, he's just not got that little spark. So you can rest all day tomorrow, and tomorrow's a big rest day for him because moving campsite's a busy day for me, but he just gets to sleep in the car for the whole way. So that'll be good. And then I'll keep this walk's now shorter because we're going back. And then the next walk isn't a long one. It's actually shorter than this one. This is longer. So I'll see how he is on that. We might skip it. I might just leave him in the car. I might just go out and photograph it and then come back again. We'll see. We'll see. No sign on this one. Or is there? I didn't properly have a look at it earlier. Oh yeah, there is a sign. Oh, so this isn't the current Beatrice. Now, I don't know why I thought that this was for the current Princess Beatrice, because she just married in 2020. I think it's because when I hear the name Beatrice, that's just who I automatically think of. Imagine if we did that and we went, "Congratulations on your wedding, I've bought you a pile of stone." I've been like, well, a card would be fine, but thanks, I suppose. So if you're ever stuck for a wedding present, or you're a little bit strapped for cash, just go outside in your garden and stack up some stones, and there you go. Congratulations, I got you a cairn, or a cairn, or just however you pronounce it. There's your wedding present from me. You can also get a card as well, I suppose. Alright, let's open this gate. Anyway, we're off to the Highlanders Bakehouse. Now, I did my best to film inside without recording any of the customers and staff because they probably don't want to be on YouTube.
dog, yeah.
Is that alright? Thank you.
As long as she's nice to cats.
Yeah, she'll be fine. So I couldn't decide what to get because I wanted like a savoury and then a sweet, but I ended up getting two. So I got 2 savouries and 2 sweets, so technically I got 2 meals. Now it is a little bit, so there's a lot of outdoor seating. There's one indoor seating area, but that's taken up by a very, very big group of people. So we're only about 5 minutes from the car. So I got the food to take out and we're just gonna go eat it in the van. So we're just walking back now and I'm just so excited. It looked incredible, especially that chocolate and hazelnut swirl is the thing I'm most excited about. And they warmed up I got a brie and I think sweet chilli pastry. They warmed that up for me, so hopefully that's still warm by the time we get back. I hope so. It's only a couple of minutes down the road. But yeah, really recommend that place. It appears that, because on the side it says welcome to our home and bakery, so I think this is kind of built onto the side of their home and there is a house next to it, and then they've created like a little makeshift bakery with seating, and it's rustic and it's homely and the food looks delicious and it's getting windy. But yeah, Highland Bakery, I think it was called the Highland Bakery, so check it out. Well, I'll tell you whether it's good or not because I'm going to eat the food, and if it's good then check it out. If the food's not good then don't check it out, but I think it's going to be good. Is this the warm one? Asparagus, brie and chili, asparagus, brie and sweet chili pastry. Woo! Having that first. I also got this is a sandwich and a half. A brisket, can't show you. Can you see? No, you can't see that, hang on. A brisket sandwich, look at that. And it's a focaccia bread. So looking forward to that. And then I'll show you the desserts in a minute because they're in the same like container, and I'm going to open it to eat one anyway, so I'll show you that in a sec. But let me eat my pastry. Oh, this is way better than seeing Balmoral Castle. Sorry, but I think it is. Oh, this looks so good. This is warmed as well, remember, so this is just, oh. Mm. Ten out of 10. Would recommend. Right, do you want to see the desserts? Chocolate fudge donut and a chocolate and hazelnut swirl. So I'm eating the hazelnut swirl now. Save that one for later. Mm. I do not miss not seeing Balmoral Castle. It's like a cinnamon swirl, but it's been made with Nutella instead. fact, scratch that no, because it's a different bread. Cinnamon swirl is more like a pastry. This is dough. I think that was one of the best things I've ever eaten. And I got a big sandwich and a big donut for later. I'm trying to muster all my self-control to not eat the donut now. Right, I have got to send an email and then we are off to our second stop of the day.
If there is something we need, it's a leap of faith. How far do you think you can run, standing on your knees? It's a beautiful world out there, just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. Oh, it's a beautiful world out there, just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. Oh, if you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there.
And we're off. Kind of. My dog's sniffing, so, oh, we're going backwards. We're meant to be going the other way. There we go. And now we're off to see Burn Ovat. I don't actually know how to describe it. I don't know whether you would call it a canyon, a gorge, cave. I don't know. I'll show you when I get there. This is only a short walk. It's only a 0.8 mile circular route. Perfectly good bridge there. We went through the water. Good lad, I'm coming. So dogs have to be on a lead at this time of year because of ground nesting birds, but I'm not that bothered about it. It's only a short trail, so he's not going to be on for very long, and he already had plenty of time off lead whilst we were walking around Balmoral. So he's happy to toot along on the lead at the moment, and I don't mind. Now there was a little bit of a queue coming out, so we had to wait a little bit before we could clamber in.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Thank you. You're welcome. Not doing very well, are you, Wins? Oh wow. Hang on, let me put you off. Right. There's no ground nesting birds here, but I can't hold on to Winston's lead and scramble at the same time, and he's much better off on his own, so we've released him for this bit. Now, I really wanted to climb to the top of the waterfall, and although Winston has climbed steeper terrain, I thought that it would be best that today he waited at the bottom and I just went up halfway. You know what's weird is that it almost sounds as though water is passing through these rocks. I don't know if that's just an echo, because it actually appears to be coming out there along the ground and then down there, so I don't know if that's an echo I can hear, but it sounds as though it's going through the rocks. But what a place. You wanna go join? There you go. There you go. I'm trying to take photographs, but I can't get it all in. I can't get the waterfall in, as well as these massive rock cliffs either side. And then you've got this great view down here, and that little hole, which is where we clambered through to get here. And the experience of clambering through that little hole and then opening up into this space, you can't capture that on photographs. You can do a little bit more on video, but it's not the same as being here. Yeah. Let's clamber back out now. Slippy rocks. Doesn't look the same without Winston half a mile ahead of me, because he's stuck on the end of a rope. I have to keep up with him now. You have to jump once. What do you think, Vince? What do you think? What do you deserve some treats? There's Dory. I need to go to the toilet first, so we're going to go use the toilets, which are over here. Sardines and chicken feet in the shade. And then Winston gets a few scratches before we need to get back into the van so we can head to our third and final stop of the day. Now at this stage of the adventure, Winston is looking rather scruffy. And that's because Winston usually gets clipped every few months because he is a dog that does not molt. But because we've been travelling, then that obviously hasn't happened. So if you go back to the first video in this series, you'll see Winston with a fresh haircut. Now Winston in this state is also how he got the nickname Fuzzy, because he's just so fuzzy. That was a very enjoyable walk. A short walk, but still very enjoyable. And that is now us done vlogging for the day because I need to go see a man about a dog. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, a man about a dog doesn't actually mean I'm going to see anyone about a dog. I'm not seeing no one about a dog. It's basically a saying that means I've got to go do something and it's none of your business. It's a very polite way of saying that. So, I will see you guys tomorrow because I need to go see a man about a dog.